Good morning. It is Thursday, August the 5th, 2021. Let it be known, Sherrill Mosee, she's an inventor, designer. Well, she set out to solve a problem called overload bag syndrome. Like many women, Sherrill carried 2 or 3 bags to work, a purse, a laptop bag, lunch bag, and sometimes shoes in her purse. She wanted to create an organizational fashion bag for busy women whose role changed throughout the day. From an executive to fitness enthusiast, daily commuter, and mom, she created MinkeeBlue. We're going to talk to her about that this morning. But first, of course, the news headlines for Thursday, August the 5th, 2021. Beginning Sunday, pregnant women in Minnesota's prisons became eligible to avoid what Pollard and Mason experienced. Pollard and Mason were 2 individuals locked up pregnant. In May, the state passed the Healthy Start Act, which allows pregnant mothers to serve their sentence in community alternatives such as halfway houses or addiction rehab centers. The change allows mothers and their babies to bond during what is recognized as a crucial period when nurturing is particularly important for the development of children. Nationwide, 4% of women in state prisons and 3% of those in federal prisons are pregnant at sentencing, according to the Child Welfare League of America. Depriving infants from bonding with a parent shortly after birth can affect the child's cognitive, social, and emotional development, according to experts. So the Healthy Start Act allows mothers to be with or in contact with their newborns for up to a year. 8 states have prison nurseries that allow mothers to stay with their newborns for 1 to 3 years after delivery. And Minnesota's new law is the first to offer the possibility of conditional release. So big doings in the state of Minnesota. Also in the news, you can call her Riri. You can wear her Savage X lingerie or Fenty perfume. But Rihanna, she won't mind. She also won't mind being called a billionaire. According to Forbes magazine, the 33-year-old Barbadian beauty has achieved billionaire status with an estimated net worth of $1.7 billion. The Grammy winner now counts as the wealthiest female musician in the world. The work singer only trails Oprah Winfrey as the world's richest entertainer. Congratulations to Rihanna. In the news also, Christy Alexander, an entrepreneur from Atlanta, Georgia, whose company Apple Rose Beauty provides support for survivors of human trafficking through the sale of her skin care products. The goal is to provide them with a sustainable living wage and help them get back on their feet after being rescued. Skincare, of course, as you know, is a billion-dollar industry, and Black-owned skincare companies have worked hard to increase their market share over the past decade. In fact, there are more Black women now than ever who are owners of skincare brands, and many of them are giving back to various causes that empower women worldwide. Apple Rose Beauty uses plant-based formulations that are crafted with the most potent, pure, premium, natural, wild crafted and certified organic ingredients sourced from around the globe. For more information, visit applerosebeauty.com. So big doings everywhere, and big doings this morning. We want to say good morning to everyone watching on Facebook, Twitter, and even those watching on other platforms. Welcome to Let It Be Known, the National Newspaper Publishers Association and Black Press USA's live morning breaking news show. We also want to say good morning to our special guest, entrepreneur Sherrill Mosee. Good morning, Sherrill.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you guys for having me this morning.
Well, I think we kind of lost her. There she is. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, thank you guys. I'm excited about being here this morning and an opportunity to share.
Well, we're excited about having you to talk about MinkeeBlue and all those bags that are behind you. But first, of course, let us also bring on the president and CEO of the National Newspaper Publishers Association, Dr. Ben Chavis. Good morning, Dr. Chavis.
Good morning, Stacey Brown, and good morning, Cheryl. We're so pleased that you joined the Black Press of America this morning.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here this morning.
Well, we are excited to have you now. Cheryl, tell us about those bags. How did it all get started?
Yeah, so this is MinkeeBlue. I was actually, I have a background in engineering, and I used to work for Lockheed Martin years ago, and I was laid off, and I started a nonprofit organization to help women pay for childcare while they were in school. So when I was working with the moms, I would notice them carrying their diaper bag and their book bag and their purse. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm doing the same thing. I'm carrying my laptop bag, my lunch bag, my purse, commuting, taking the train in the city. And I look around and I was like, man, there's a lot of women on this train that's carrying 2 or 3 bags. And so just with that idea, I designed with the bags with no background in fashion or anything like that and came up with my brand, MinkeeBlue.
Well, it's interesting, Sherelle, because I'm not in our normal studio. I'm traveling with my wife, who she was carrying about 3 bags too. So I understand. And so you came up with Minky Blue, and so how did it get off the ground for you? I mean, you came up with this great idea because of the habit of carrying all these bags, but how did it get off the ground?
Yeah, I mean, it was difficult because again, I didn't have any background in fashion design or manufacturing or sourcing. So when I originally came up with the idea, it was basically like there's got to be a bag on the market where I could separate all of my items. So I didn't want to put my shoes in the bag. I didn't want to mix up my banana with my keys and phone in the bottom of the bag. And when I couldn't find anything, I said, you know what? I think I can do it. But then fear set in because fear sets in and say, you don't know anything about this. And so it took me a while to get it. But the first thing that I did with I had this image in my head. So I actually went to the store. I went to Target and I bought a bag of the same shape and the same size that I had envisioned in my head. And I just started cutting it up because I can't sew, I can't draw. And so the way that I build my first prototype was that I actually went to the store and bought a bag and I just started cutting it up and doing things to it that I wanted. I had this vision in my head. So that was the first thing that I actually did.
Yeah, and you know, Cheryl, it's interesting because every picture that we've seen of you, you have a bag. You're carrying a bag. You're not. You would never see you not carrying a bag. It's so interesting, and you also. I love what you said. You were quoted as saying, "Your day is in the bag." Tell
Yeah.
me, tell me some more about that.
Yeah, I always say your day is in the bag because for most women, like you said, we're always carrying a bag when we run errands, we go into the grocery store, we got to go to the doc. We just have our bag with all of our stuff in it, whatever we need for the day. And so when I was commuting, a lot, when we were traveling a lot and going to work, and now we're traveling a little bit more, but going to work and I'm not coming back home until the evening. So I like to work out. So I would want to carry my lunch or my workout gear, or if I'm taking the train in the city, I'm going to wear flats. And then when I get to the destination, I'm going to change my shoes. So it was like whatever I had to do during the day, I would just put it in the bag. So I didn't want to carry 2 or 3 bags all the time. I just wanted to be organized and put my shoes or my workout gear separate from my purse essentials, my laptop, and everything else. And so that's why I say it's the day in the bag.
Yeah, Dr. Chambers, we just recently had someone who told us to secure the bag.
Absolutely. I was thinking the same thing. Um, how does it feel to be a real entrepreneur? I think a lot of Black women a study just showed that Black women now becoming the fastest growing entrepreneurs in America. And I think that's good news for the Black community, Black families, that Black women like you, Sherrill, are taking the lead in becoming an entrepreneur. Talk to us about the benefits of owning your own business.
Yeah, it is great. I think one of the things that drives Black women to creating their own brands and building their own business is not waiting on anybody else to do it for us. If there's a need for something that is not in the mainstream market, then we're gonna take charge and lead and create this business. And we've been doing it all the time anyway. It's what we do. We do the leadership and taking care of our families and creating things. So I love the fact that I have this flexibility, but most importantly is that I'm allowed to be very creative. My mother would always say to me, if you can dream it, then you can do it. If you can dream it, you can build it. So it allows me to be very open-minded, not limiting myself, and be very creative and innovative in whatever I do.
Yeah. One of the viewers, James Wright. Hey, good morning, James. He says that's a great idea that you have. Black women have to do a lot, and your product will help. And indeed, it looks like it does help. When you again, let's go back to when you was first starting. Was funding an issue? Dr. Che was talked about being an entrepreneur, and the stats that show Black women are really making some big moves in business. But was funding an issue for you? How did you overcome the things like that, funding or whatever other obstacles that was before you as a Black woman?
Yeah, I mean, I think funding is probably the number one issue in starting a business. And I believe we're scrappy anyway. We always make a way with whatever we have, especially as moms, doing the family, whatever we have, we kind of make a way. And so funding can be that deterrent that turns us, that we can't build this business. And so at the beginning, it was really scrappy. So when I had the idea, I didn't initially go out and say, oh, I want somebody to make a sample for me, or I want somebody to, or I just went directly to production or get somebody to build it for me. No, I actually went to a store. I bought a bag for $29.99. And in hindsight, I wish I would have went to the thrift store, but I had went to Target. But it's finding items, especially for product based, is finding items that you already have in your home. It's like, when you were in grade school and you had to do the science project, you would just find stuff that was in the basement or the kitchen that you already had, or you went to the dollar store. So for product-based business, you want to start off as scrappy as possible and think of ways where you're not spending money, taking advantage of programs that are offered at a SCORE, or all of these different entrepreneurship programs that are low cost or free programs for you. So you want to start off that way and try not to jump the ship and say, oh, I got to buy this and I got to buy this to bring my product to market.
Yeah. And Sherrill, did you, in the beginning, did you have the support of family and friends, or did you have to make them believers over time?
So in the beginning, I had told you that I have a background, I have a degree in engineering. So when I first said that I was going to start making, initially it was baby bags because I was supporting moms. So it was like, baby bags, you're doing a 360 from engineering to baby bags. And so, yeah, it was that laugh it off, or, the eyebrows raised and, what are you doing? You should be, staying in your career. So yeah, I did have that in the beginning, and this is from outside people. So you always have to be careful who you're sharing your ideas with, because people can say something and you be like, yeah, you're right. But my family has been very supportive. You had asked me about money. My family, my husband is very supportive. And so I get that support. And we initially put in the money up front. I also did a Kickstarter campaign years ago to start my business as well.
Yeah. And was there, and you mentioned not sharing your ideas with everyone. Was there a point that you may have gotten discouraged?
Oh yeah. Yeah, because at the beginning it was like I didn't know what I was going to do, where to go, how to get started. And I wanted to share my idea to get the feedback, like, yeah, that's a great idea, but that's not always going to happen. So at some point you have to have the mindset and you have to believe in your abilities to do this thing. Because if you're not already there and somebody says something that triggers, like you can't do this, then if you're not there, if you don't believe in yourself, your own abilities, then you're going to shut it off.
Yeah, how about that? Dr. Chavis?
Yes, I'm listening to Sherrill. You have a fascinating story of how you built this business and evolving. I want to ask you a question about sourcing your materials. We're doing a lot of work now in Africa and the Caribbean, and it's amazing all of the materials that are available in the African diaspora. Have you thought about expanding your business globally?
I sell globally, but I would love to be able to connect with businesses to purchase the bag, to be able to resell it in Africa. But yeah, I would love to be able to continue the conversation about that.
Yeah, because African women now are not taking over, but they're emerging as a major source of entrepreneurship throughout the continent of Africa. For example, the South African Fashion Week now rivals the New York Fashion Week.
Oh, wow.
And there's a sister named Sister Mosee, and they're always looking for designers, and they're looking for products that trend out of the cultural setting of Black America. So I think you have a great opportunity to make some links. Off air, we'll try to put you in touch with some of those people.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Well, and Sherrill, you mentioned the Kickstarter years ago. How long has MinkeeBlue been in existence?
Yeah, I came up with the idea in 2012, 2013, and I didn't launch until 2014. So in 2013 is when I did the Kickstarter campaign. So you can go on Kickstarter and Google MinkeeBlue, and you can see all of that information there. I had set a goal for $15,000, and I raised about a little over $19,000.
Nice, yeah. And tell us about the bags. I know they're not all the same. Tell us, go through it a little bit. What they're made out of, and the inspiration behind each of them.
Right. Yeah. So this is called my Madison tote bag. So really the bags are about separating items in the bag. And so all of the bags have two entry points, either in the front or the back. This one is in the front here, and then the back of the bag, I have this hidden zipper down here. So you can carry this use it as a pocket, but you can also put it over the handle of a suitcase there. And in the front of the bag is where I would carry my lunch. So I have this insulated lunch bag. I can use it for lunch or toiletries or makeup. And then when I'm not using this bag, I can put my shoes down here. I can put my workout gear down here. So this is a second compartment here. And then on the top part of the bag, this is where the magic happens, is that I have this panel here. It's like a shelf. And I can carry my purse essentials on the top. So my wallet, I got a key fob in here, and then I could put my laptop here. So you can see it's like a 3-in-1 bag. I could put my lunch or my shoes or workout gear at the bottom of the bag. Then I can put my purse essentials on the top, and I can put my laptop there. So that eliminates those 3 bags. But if I wanted to carry this as a full tote, I can unzip this panel here, this divider, and I can open it up. And now you have a full tote bag. And I actually have a patent on this part of the bag, the functionality and versatility of the bag. But I have a patent here on the shelf. As a matter of fact, I have 2 patents on this bag. So all of the bags function the same way. You see, I have backpacks, and they all function the same way. I have tote bags, they're different styles. And then this one opens up. Let me take this paper out here. And then there you see the same panel in the, well, let's see if you got that. There's a shelf here, right here. And at the bottom of the bag, again, I can put my lunch in here or my shoes. I have different styles of the bag. And so I love it. I love to be creative and innovative and in the design. So that's MinkeeBlue.
So I'm not going to take credit for this question. It comes from our producer, Norman. He says, have any of the nation's spy agencies contacted you to purchase bags for their agents?
Oh, yeah, that would be, yeah. So you don't know what's going on in that bag, right? I can
all these secret compartments.
I can have all kinds of stuff in my bag. So you're incognito with what you're carrying in the bag.
But I mean, it's very intricate. You had to really put a lot of thought into this.
Yeah, I mean, and it comes from carrying stuff in the bag. Like, I mean, I don't want to, I got to take this, I got to take that. I'm struggling with this bag on this arm, this one on that arm. And it's really about organizing what's in the bag, taking advantage of the space in the bag, maximizing that space in the bag. And the way that I did that was adding that shelf in the bag. Who would have thought putting a shelf in the bag?
Yeah, absolutely. And now one looks at that, you have all these compartments, and they might think, man, that might be a little too expensive. So what can you give us an idea of how much to purchase something like that?
Right. So all of the bags are under $200. This bag in particular is $169, and then the little lunch bags are $9.99. And then I have smaller bags. I have crossbody bags. So they start from $39 on up to $169.
Yeah. And how can someone buy from MinkeeBlue?
Yeah, so it's MinkeeBlue.com.
Wow.
Blue.com.
MinkeeBlue.com. Dr. Chavis, I know you're impressed.
I'm very, very, very impressed. And how did you come up with the name MinkeeBlue?
You got it, Dr. Chavis. So when I was working with the student moms, I originally wanted a baby bag. I actually started designing baby bags, and I wanted the domain MinkeeBlue. I mean, it just made sense, but the domain was taken. So I like the sound of MinkeeBlue. So I literally went through the alphabets and I said, Linky Blue, nah. Then I said Kinky Blue, and I was like, oh no, that's a whole nother business. And then I came up with MinkeeBlue. So really, I just literally went through the alphabets and came up with MinkeeBlue.
And it's MinkeeBlue.com. MINKEE blue, the color blue.
Yeah, I put it in the chat.
Yep, MinkeeBlue.com. You find those bags. She really has secured the bag. and so now we talked about women. What about products for men?
I'm working on it, Stacy. I am working on it. Probably 2022. We'll have a couple of designs for men.
That sounds like a plan. MinkeeBlue. We'll all be wearing carrying something from MinkeeBlue.
Yeah.
and so you're working on something for men. What else is in the pipeline for Sherrill Mosee?
Oh, wow. I have quite a few things in the pipeline. I finished up a program with Macy's called the Workshop at Macy's a couple of months ago. So I'm onboarding to sell on Macy's.com. So that'll be great for the holidays. I am doing I'm looking to get into more of the wholesale aspect of it. So yeah, I got a lot of things going on right now. I also actually do a course to help people who have a product idea, to bring it to market. So we go from everything. We go from your idea to developing your product, to sourcing, to working with the manufacturer, and logistics and all of that. So I will put that in the chat. It's I do that work startup with Sherrill.com. So if anybody is interested in that, you can head over there and reach out to me that way. But that has been very helpful, because what I try to teach people is that, to be very scrappy in the beginning of developing your product.
Yeah, our the National Newspaper Publicists Association's national chair, Karen Carter Richards, is watching. She says that she's ordering her bag today.
All right now, thank you. I need some orders over here.
And Sherrill, a number of studies have been done that focus on the ergonomic hazards women face carrying large, heavy bags all day, right? So is the strain on the body something that you considered in the design of MinkeeBlue bags?
Yeah, I get emails from women saying that they either their shoulders or their back. So in the backpacks, I always recommend the backpacks for women, because the other thing is that no matter how big the bag is or how small, we're going to pack it up with everything. we just do. So I have these padded shoulder straps on the backpack to make it more comfortable. So if you have issues with back problems or shoulders, then I just recommend the backpack, because the weight it's evenly distributed across your back as opposed to just the weight on a shoulder.
Okay. And one of our viewers, Michelle Madison, says that they are very nice. She says she'll definitely purchase one as well, and get some for my daughter and daughter-in-law. So everyone's purchasing from MinkeeBlue.
Thank you so much.
We really appreciate Sherrill Mosee joining us this morning. Dr. Chavis, your closing thoughts.
Well, again, we thank and salute Sherrill Mosee for her entrepreneur genius. I think you're putting that engineering degree to great work.
Thank you, Dr. I agree.
Let us know what we can do in the Black press to support, Karen Carter Richards and all the other 230 African American owners of Black newspapers and media companies across the country. They're business people, and I'm so proud that our Black women, our Black men, our Black families are engaged in business to the extent to which we've always been consumers, but we need to be producers of products, and you're leading the way, and we thank you for your leadership. And I know that today's program has been inspiring to many others who are contemplating going into business for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Sherrill Mosee. Join us tomorrow. We'll have professor, author, and urban educator, Dr. Christopher Emden. He'll join us tomorrow morning on Let It Be Known. Everybody, we appreciate you joining us, and let it be known, nothing is impossible. The word impossible itself says, I'm possible. We will see you tomorrow.
Thank